Hi guys, I'm Shariq Fazil Ahamed meeting you in Finding the Oneness channel. In this first episode, we are going to talk about God, a creation or the creator. Very interesting topic to start, and let's dive right into the topic. So before we go into the video, I just want to give a small glimpse of what this channel is about and why you should subscribe this. That is more important, right? So we are going to talk about Islam, making sense of Islam, say what exactly Islam is, and then also about the other religions. We will deep dive into science and what the other religious scriptures talk about and stuff. Just because we have to come to the common terms. Okay, this is common in all the religions, let's take it like that. So going forward about this video, God, a creation or the creator. Let me make it shorter for the sake of you people, helping you people, watching it, making it easy. I'm going to make this into a series because this cannot be covered in a single video. Say I make it a point to only reach a maximum of say 10 to 15 minutes, not more than that. So the first thing is here. Before 7 to 8 years, I was this person who thought more about things, and if you are watching this, you have to understand this very important point. What is it? If you are believing something just because your grandpa, your grandma, your mother, your father believed in it, that's stupidity. You have to analyze things. You will have to make your own decision. See, when I was at the age before 7 to 8 years, I started to think, why am I following something just because my father or my mother happened to follow it? Do I really believe in things? For example, I see this mic, I see this laptop, I see this watch, I see this t-shirt, I see this room, and I believe in it. Why? Because I have seen it. God, heaven, hell, I have never seen any of these things. Why should I believe in it? The first question. So I became an atheist. Honestly, I did. And then it took me a long time to read more about it, to research more about things, to think more and more about what I read and learned in my process of this research. So I'm going to put in front of you a few things. There was one story which caught my attention at that point of time. After death, man meets God, and both of them exclaim at the same time, "My Creator." Now that made sense to me at that time. So, going forward, let me make this very short for you. So the only alternative that the science has to say how this world was created or how we came into existence is Big Bang Theory. It is an accidental explosion that happened millions of years ago in the space, because of which everything we know of, the space, the galaxy, the world, the planet, the sun, the moon, the mountains, the ocean, the black hole, the bodies, the animals, insects, reptiles, fishes, everything came into existence because of this bloody accidental explosion called Big Bang Theory. Now, I was fascinated by it. But trust me, can you just think of one thing? Because if I talk about each and everything, it will go for more than an hour. I can talk about each and every topic for more than 1 hour easily, because I have researched enough, I have learned enough for years, I tell you. The first thing, I have my documents, like I have a bit of my documents, because most of my my stuff in which I scribbled about these things are back in India. And so I have a few things. See, so basically what you come to tell me is the stars, the sun, the moon, the sky, the black hole, the galaxy, the universe, the oceans, the mountains, the land, the stones, the animals, reptiles, plants, insects, everything, the humans, the human body, the eyes, the ears, everything happened because of an accident. Now let me give you an example as to what an accident is. For example, if I get hit by a truck in the middle of the road, stuff like that, I don't want to, but just giving you an example. If I wantedly go in front of the truck, or if I jump in the middle of the road, then I get hit so strongly. Tap, 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 tap. I cannot decide where will I get hurt. I cannot decide where should I get the pain, right? Because it is an accident. I do not plan things and I cannot plan everything to the perfection. Why? Because it is an accident. The same way, the Big Bang Theory is a bloody huge accident. Yet the whole universe is so perfect, so perfect. And when I say perfect, it is absolutely perfect. I'll tell you, if you go deep dive everything, you'll be so fascinated that you start to think, oh really? I never knew this. So in this series, let us talk only about the human body. Now, every one of you can relate to it. Why? Because you have a body like I do. You have two eyes, you have a nose, you have a mouth, you have 2 ears, you have 2 hands, 2 legs, you have the whole body. Now, it is an accident. So, how are we so perfect? You know, the human body, it is one of the perfect miracles in the existence today. The hairs that we have, the cells that we have, do you know that we are made up of atoms? Millions and billions of atoms together. So the one beautiful thing about atoms is that no atoms can touch each other. There is electromagnetic repulsion between the atoms. And there are so many atoms inside. The beauty is this, I'm sitting on this chair, but I'm not actually touching this chair. Why? Because atoms cannot touch each other. So there is a minute gap wherein I'm floating. This is what science says. This electromagnetic force is billion times, 4 billion times more powerful than the gravity. So this is inside this body. And these atoms combine to form a cell. I mean, these atoms has a nucleus and electrons. To make it simple for you, there is a sun and the planets revolve around the sun. Like that, nucleus, electrons revolve around. That is inside the atom. Like this, billions of atoms are inside. And to give you an example of the cells, there are say 100 trillion cells inside the body. And each and every single cell is doing 1 million things per second. 1 second, each cell does more than 1 million things. Now, what do? Say for example, they have to process the nutrients, they have to create the permeability of the membrane, they have to create, these liquids or whatever they have to secrete inside. Every single second of your body is functioning at a far higher rate. All you can think of to the maximum is the intestines digesting your food. No. Every second, say for example, I am making this movement. I am giving an instruction to my brain. My thoughts go, lift your hand. Seconds, what? Fraction of seconds? To think, I have to send a signal. For that signal, there are many millions of cells that are processing it. Okay, this thought has to come to his mind, and then this thought has to go as a signal, and then his hand should move, all in a matter of millionth of a seconds. That is the beauty of this human body. Now, can you just imagine this, everything is so perfectly arranged. And there are scientists who are giving us enough proofs that if a human had 1 hand or 3 hands or 4 hands, it would be unnatural for him to do these things or these things or these things, but 2 hands are the perfection. So, if this happened by accident, who made this accident? Who created this explosion? And if it just like happened, then how are things so perfect? Now we just spoke about the human body. There are so many more things to speak about. The water cycle, the plants, the oceans, deep oceans, the animals, and how animals humans are so similar. And about the human body, can you believe we reproduce and we are inside the embryo? We are inside the womb of the mother as an embryo, and we get all the nutrients from mother. How is it linked? How is it so perfectly arranged? Can you just think of it? How can all this happen just by accident? That is the first and the primary question you will have to ask yourself, because it just sounds ridiculous to me, at least, that this cannot be an accident. Now, deep diving further, you see the space, the sun, the moon, the planets, the plants, their functioning. Inside the brain, the cerebrum, the medulla oblongata, the pancreas, the kidneys. Inside the kidneys, there are like nephrons, millions. Inside the brain, they say if you actually make it into a thread, it will go for like thousands of kilometers, which is wrapped so perfectly inside the brain. How is this possible by an accident? So, if you believe there is something that is a bit more powerful, there is something that is supreme than humans in all the way, there is an energy. If you say like there should be an energy that is different, that is unique, that is supreme, you might call it anything. You might call it nature, you might call it supreme being, you might call it a different energy, you might call it a massive atom, you might call it God. No matter what you call it, at the end of the day, that is something that the others call God. We do not say that this is someone. It might be something. It might be something that we can never imagine. But there is something or someone that created us. Don't you think so? Because we are so perfect to be a product of an accident. And everything about us is so well planned and has been executed to the perfection. And there is no better argument, absolutely no better argument than this: you are a miracle on its own. Even if the whole world combines together, even if the best of the scientists combine together, they cannot create one real human being of his own thoughts and emotions. It is not going to happen. Because that is the beauty of the existence. What do you think? Comment in the video. And also, if you want to connect to me, you can connect to me on Instagram, Finding the Oneness. And thank you so much for watching. We will be doing more and more series and more videos, and hopefully, and we will also clarify the doubts of Islam. I'm not a scholar, I'm just a student of knowledge. I'm a seeker and student of knowledge. So please do drop in your questions, your suggestions, your thinkings, your views, your opinions in the comments. I would love to read them, and I would love to have the discussions, open discussions coming in. Thank you so much for watching. Shariq Fazil Ahamed on Finding the Oneness.